white people are smarter than black people, and have they done this to all other people or
Yeah, all
just
people,
black
all
people?
people. No, all people are
All people
dominated.
of color.
All people who are classified as non-white, they are dominated by
They've
the
done
white
that.
supremacists.
So how are white people God's chosen people?
No,
Because you say no?
no.
Then why were they able to sit down and make a decision like that? We're going to build a system that control all people of color. We're going to do this and do that. And then the people of color have fallen into that.
Great
So
question.
somebody had to be smart and somebody had to be dumb.
Yep.
And it seems to me that the people of color are the dumb one because, as you said, it's the white people who are making this happen, right?
I agree 100%.
And why not overcome being dumb rather than trying to stop the smart man from doing what he
Because
does?
non-white people are too dumb to get smart.
Really?
Yeah.
So here we have Tariq Nasheed, the self-proclaimed anti-racism strategist, calling black people dumb. Now, surprisingly, he has not received any backlash for saying this, and if anything, he has gotten more popular. Can you imagine a white person calling black people dumb? The amount of hate and vitriol they would have received? But it seems that only a black public figure can degrade black people. It seems that there is a blueprint on how to become a pro-black leader, and it's a 60 to 40% rule. You see, 60% of the time you can offer feel-good documentaries, books, music, radio shows, etc. And then 40% of the time you can bash and degrade the same people that support you. Tariq is what I would call a charlatan shapeshifter. Every couple of years he starts a new hustle. He went from a rapper to a pastor, he went from a dating expert to a pimp, then he went from a filmmaker to a pro-black leader, and now he's a singer. But now let's take a look at the person who first laced him with all that game.
Put Tariq Nasheed on your show, like invite him to kick game with you, how you be kicking it with the other players. I think that'll be like a live ass show. You and Tariq.
It'll be a live show, but Tariq gonna come in. Tariq gonna come on my show, man. No,
why
because
not,
because he just think I'm against him. You know, we had a conversation, you know, and he just think I'm against him. You know, I don't believe some of the shit he be saying, you know, and no matter what, man, Tariq will tell you that motherfucker got laced by me. Period. And he lived in the same building as me way before he wrote the Art of Mackin. He got laced by me. I don't care. I'm glad. I'm happy for him. Blah blah blah. If the nigga would come on my show, cool, whatever. But he ain't coming on because he's like I don't know, something happened to the nigga, man. Especially since he did that colors or whatever the fuck the shit is called. Something happened to him, man, and he's tripping. You know, he hate people, and he's just like, to be a black person talking about blackness. Is all we do is just name call motherfuckers, man. Just call people names, man. And my motherfucking personal friend of mine, man. I listened to him. I heard this shit personally, where he was talking about his wife and her ancestry and all this fucking stupid shit. This really
yeah. I feel what you're saying.
I'm just saying, man. He just tripped out, man. So. You just deal with it, and hopefully if you hear this show and he say, well, Rosebud, you motherfucker, you should have said that, bring your ass on the show, nigga. I'm going to bust you out. Bring your ass on the show, period, and I'll let you know. But Tariq Nasheed is a good nigga to whoever he's good to. But as far as with me, the only thing I got to say with the nigga, he ain't never did nothing to me. I do not dislike the motherfucker. I wish all of him, health well and success and nothing less. But as far as the motherfucker being able to fuck with me, he can't stand it. Because I'm tried, true, and tested. This nigga's a motherfucker that did shit through some other motherfucker. Because all that shit, that nigga talking about. Let me tell you something about that nigga. When he started talking, when he told me he was going to name that shit the Art of Mackin, because we lived in the same building. Sometimes we on the elevator, he'd be talking to me, blah, blah, blah. And, what the fuck you doing? Why you asking me all these fucking questions? Woo-woo. This book told me about he was going to write a book about the Art of Mackin.
So Tariq got all his game from Rosebud the Pimp, and then he put it in his books. And throughout his career, he has continuously stolen people's ideas and sold it as if it were his own.
Black women. It seems like once a brother gets a certain age, they're just not fucking with the sisters like that no more.
It's amazing how someone can create a couple of feel-good documentaries that twist facts and distort history to fit a black narrative, And then that person can somehow become an expert and a leader. All the while, this person is harboring an unsurmountable level of dislike for the females of the race he claims he's uplifting. Tariq holds no punches, and he makes it very clear on how he feels about black women. He believes that single black mothers should not get reparations. He believes that during slavery, black women didn't have it so bad, and that many black women actually looked forward to being raped. The hate this man has is unbelievable. He goes further and he claims that slave revolts were never successful because a black female would always snitch, and that black women could always do whatever they wanted in America. And in fact, contrary to popular belief, it's actually white women who were always oppressed in America.
All right. So let's get into some games. He said, what do I think about slavery reparations? Yeah, there should be reparations, but there's a way that we need to do it because black folks as a whole mentally will fuck up any kind of money that's given directly. There has to be some type of structure to it. If you start giving niggas, let's say every black person in America will get $10,000 next month in January, that niggas will be broke again on January 15th. It has to be organized. You cannot give niggas money right now. They'll fuck it right back up. They'll give it right back to everybody else. Going by June, shit. It'll be gone in 15 days. Just like lottery, exactly. Just like lottery winners. Most lottery winners, they go broke in 5 years. Just like that Dave Chappelle comedy skit. That's what messed that money up. What they need to do as far as reparations, it should be a designated plot of land or somewhere in middle America, somewhere where there's good fertile land that should be given, that should be tax-free, that should be regulated to male-headed households. That's my suggestion. They should get a plot of land somewhere where there's very fertile ground, fertile land, and it cannot be settled unless it's a black male who's the head of the household. We can't have no single mothers on that motherfucker. See, if we implement something like that, it would have to be, it would almost get into like almost sexism, but it's not, man. We can't have that single mother shit. We got too many broken homes, and a lot of these single mothers are not held accountable. It's just too much bullshit going on in the hood, and it's a direct result of all these single mothers. We can blame all the missing dads and all that shit all day. There's these single goddamn mothers raising some little bitch niggas out here right now, man. As far as black women snitching, it's usually on black men. When black women snitch generally, and am I making a generalization? Of course. I don't want no emails saying that I was dissing all sisters or whatever. I'm making a sweeping generalization because I'm talking to a general audience. But generally, sisters don't snitch on white dudes too much, if you looked at the pattern of history. But there's been a lot of snitching going on in the black community as far as black women snitching on brothers ever since slavery. See, there was never a successful slave revolt in this country. And the reason why is because a lot of black women and a few house nigger men would always foil the revolt by snitching. But generally, it was a lot of sisters doing that. Because during slavery, a lot of sisters had to make a choice. Whenever a revolt was being planned, these sisters had to think, well, damn, should I go out here and join the revolt and possibly get killed because these niggas don't know where they're going? Or should I stay here in this house with Massa? At least I'm being clothed, at least I'm being fed. Massa gets to fuck me every now and then, which ain't too bad.
Get your ass out here and meet your new boss. You're a handsome lad. And I want you to be satisfied in your work. So I'm setting you up with something special. This here is Cleone. She'll take care of your every need. Cleone, they go. Like I said, she's really something. When you first get here, the idea seems pretty out of the way. A kind of, well, beneath you. Then a little time passes, and they start looking pretty good. The next thing you know, you start liking them a hell of a lot better than any white woman. Oh, yes. All right, girl, hop to it and carry Massa up with baggage inside.
No, let me.
Hold it, bucko. That's one of her duties. All right, lad. I've got things to do. You've got to get settled. Hop to it. All right, come on, let's get moving.
You like to fuck now, Massa?
You report to me in the fields when the sun comes up on the morrow. Hey, and don't mess around with that black
As
pussy
far
all
as the
night.
Mac Daddy, the Mac game, talk to us a little bit about that, brother.
Yeah.
How did you get into the whole thing of, macking and, doing what you do with the ladies?
Yeah, but I wasn't doing anything illegal, just macking as far as going to the club and spitting game. I wasn't doing anything nefarious, so there's nothing to really explain as far as that end. But the thing is, my books were just about dating and relationships. See, a lot of people who try to deliberately throw salt on what we're doing with the Hidden Colors series, they'll try to say that my books was about pimping. And I've never written a book about pimping because I've never pimped anybody. I've never talked about doing that in any of my books or anything that I've done.
Anybody can say there's a pimp. I go to a club and a lot of young guys, I'm a pimp, I'm a pimp, I'm a pimp. But you can tell them the attitude. I even wrote a book on the game, man. I got a book. I'm one of the 5 pimps in history to actually have a book about the game. That's why I'm so well known around the country. And the prerequisite to pimping is capitalism. That's the basic components of the game. In society where we live in, you either a pimp or you a hoe. If you work for any corporation and your boss is making more money on your labor than you are, that's pimping. That's what the game is about.
Tariq has proven that he is a hustler. He is a liar and a con artist that is pimping the black community. He has raised money for creating an app called More Us. And when the website flopped, he turned around and blamed black people, claiming that he couldn't find any nigga nerds, and he had to depend on Filipino and Asian developers that messed the website up. He even created a website where he wanted people to list suspected white supremacists, but he wanted to charge them $20 a month. People, Tariq is a hustler. He doesn't care about black people. He only cares about himself.
Yo, what's going on, family? This is Tariq Nasheed, and we're doing a very special broadcast right now. We're going to make it short and sweet, and we're doing this on the, hold on, let me turn that my joint down. We're doing this on the Tariq Radio page, not the Tariq Radio, but the Tariq Time page. We're doing it on my other page. Glad to have everybody tuning in. Let me turn all these sounds down. Let me get it together. But we're going to do a quick exposure video, family. This is a quick exposure video, and before I get into that, be sure to go to hiddencolorsfilms.com to get Hidden Colors 1 through 4. In addition to Hidden Colors 1 through 4, you can also get the 1804 DVD. You can get them in a package deal, so go there now. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do a real quick exposure video. Ladies and gentlemen, now there's a cat on, and this is kind of a nobody dude, and y'all got to excuse me because my throat is still hoarse right now. But the balding gentleman that you see on the screen, that's a cat who calls himself CDFury here on YouTube and other social media sites. Now this cat, he's one of these little old buffoons who clout chases by trying to make quote-unquote exposure videos of other people so that he can get shine. Now, this is a weenie, and this really, he's kind of a peon, but I'm doing this as a life lesson to other people to learn what not to do and how not to be. So this is much of a life lesson to you, more than it's an exposure to this guy. I'm actually giving him shine by exposing his donkey mouth ass. But the guy's name is Raymond Roy Bradshaw. That's his name. Now, again, he has a page called Conspiracy Dude. He's one of these little anonymous fuck boys who talks a lot of shit anonymously, and you see that, you know, he makes videos about a lot of folks. He does a lot of videos about me, and that's kind of the only way he can get hits. But I just don't respect anonymous niggas. And, you know, the shit he says about me is just real goofball shit. It's not even worth addressing. It's shit like, well, Tariq like light-skinned women over dark-skinned. It's that type of goofy fuckboy shit. But just know the kind of niggas that's out there. Now, this is his Facebook page, Conspiracy Dude, and you look to the right, it says public figure. So this is why I can go in on him a little bit. I can expose his real identity because he is a public figure. All right, because I don't want people talking about doxing and all this old stuff. But we just got to understand the anonymous fuck niggas that lurk on the net. And we got to start bringing them to the surface. You understand? And thank you, everybody who's putting some on the Melanoid Ministry right now. But since he's a public figure, I can go ahead and let folks know what's going on with this little baby donkey-looking motherfucker. You understand? We can let folks know what's going on with Raymond Roy Bradshaw. Now, this cat is from Connecticut. He has some real questionable things going on in his life. You know, one reason when people are acting anonymous, I'm always very weary. What are they trying to hide? And I always say this, when people are anonymous on the internet, usually they got some shit to hide. Now he scrubbed the internet of this. Now, this guy has several failed GoFundMe campaigns. He's a dude who kind of watches people like me and see how I do things successfully. Then he tries to do it, but he has failed tremendously. He tried to publish a book like me, and that failed. He had a GoFundMe, and I want y'all to look at this. Now, he scrubbed the internet of this. You got to do some real deep digging to find this, because he thought that he scrubbed the internet of it, but we found it. You know, you don't really go anywhere. People can find you where they want to find you. Now, on this GoFundMe, that's his name, Roy Bradshaw. He would use his real name on this one. And, excuse me, and look in the description. He says, hi, I go by the name of Conspiracy Dude on YouTube. And about 6 months ago, I started a video series, blah, 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 blah. So this was a few years ago, before he went underground. All right? So this is the receipt that Roy Bradshaw is claiming to be Conspiracy Dude. So now that's the receipt right there. Just want y'all to remember that. So once he started going underground, you know, he scrubbed the net of his real information, and he put up some more GoFundMe campaigns. He saw my documentaries doing well, so he tried to do a documentary about the fucking flat earth, and that failed. So he got a whopping $140. That nigga got bottle service money for his failed documentary. You understand? So I'm just giving you an idea of the kind of nigga we're dealing with. CDFury is a lifelong failure. He had another website. Now he changed his name to Roy Brown. All right? He's using the name Roy Brown. He's trying to go underground. And he tried to create a website called helpmen.net. I guess he's trying to go the conscious route. That didn't really pop off. That shit made $15. So, you know, this dude is just, his life is a struggle. That nigga made a bag of weed money. So he sees people like me doing all these things, and I'm very successful at them. So he tries it. It fails. So then he makes these hating ass videos. He even tried, after Mink Slide, this is recent, he's trying to get a music thing going on. CDFury's debut music album. And he got a GoFundMe for that right now, and that made a whopping $25. This is the kind of failed Negro we're dealing with. And this is where all his hating videos come from. It's just jealousy, nothing more, nothing less. This is just a broke, dusty, balding, desperate Negro who's hating. And, you know, we did some background on him. He's one of those second-gen immigrants from the Caribbean. You know, who's most of the people who listen to him are white supremacists. So, you know, he's the donkey trying to get the butter carrots from Zaddy. You know, he makes these goofy videos. He talks a little slick shit about black folks. And most of his views are from the little white supremacists. So that's where he gets the little donkey carrots from them. Now, this is very interesting about the baby donkey. Now, this is the very interesting thing here. Check this. We did some more digging. Looked like this dude got some kind of marriage scam going on, because up there in Connecticut where he lives, he gets married. There's multiple documents where he's gotten married and then got the marriages quickly annulled or had dissolutions of marriages. So this is one person, and I'm not trying to put up too much information. This is public record. So this is in 2007 where he was married to somebody and they got some kind of dissolution of marriage. And then in 2009, here's another person. It's the same dude. He got a dissolution of marriage. So what's going on? What kind of marriage scam is this nigga running? Is this nigga running some kind of 90-day fiance marriage scam? So you always look at niggas who's always making videos talking about somebody's a scammer, somebody's a con, but they're hiding. You understand? You watch niggas like this who always hiding and talking about somebody's a scam. This is public record, so I don't want to hear that doxing shit. But he got some little 90-day fiance hustle scam going on about marriage. This nigga's getting married and getting the shit annulled. Some shit this nigga got going on. Is he trying to finesse a green card? What is this nigga doing? So I'm just giving you an idea of the type of nigga that's out here. Okay, and then this is another older pictures of him. I think he was younger on this picture. His hairline wasn't as fucked up. But on this picture, I think he's younger. So there's only a couple of pictures that exist on the net of this nigga. So he scrubbed the net of all his pictures. So these are the only pictures, the older one with the balding and the younger one where this nigga looks like a bisexual runaway. Don't that nigga look moist as fuck? They got that nigga missing picture on a bottle of soy milk. You know, don't that nigga look like a victim of child trafficking or some shit? Just a real goofy fuck nigga. And he probably wasn't missing. He probably had a trail of gingerbread crumbs leading to his booty hole, so he's just playing hide and go get it. But but just, this is an idea of the nigga that's out here. So this is CDFury, a.k.a. Raymond Roy Bradshaw. So we got to put faces on cats like this who try to make these little anonymous hating videos. See, that if you want to be successful, and the lesson we learn is this dude has been a failure all of his life. He's one of these second-gen immigrants who has this, I gotta get mine and fuck the black Americans, that type of shit. This finessing, scamming Negro. Let me tell you something. If you want to be thorough, you don't get there by hating. You get there by soaking up game. Nigga, if you want to write a book, get around some folks who write books. Nigga, you could have asked me some game. I would have gave it to you so you wouldn't fail. You don't have to make hating videos trying to get your clout up and get your numbers up so that people can go and monetize your shit, because that's what he does. He makes these videos talking a gang of shit so he can get a lot of views, and then he tries to monetize the views, but the shit never works. That's his problem. The nigga tries to monetize the views and the shit never works, because that's not how you come up. And he's one of these niggas that comments under different accounts under his own videos. Just a fraud all the way. So that fraudulent fuckboy shit has to go. And I'm telling you, the listeners, you don't want to be that type of cat. Anyway, y'all, that's been it. Go check out my other channel. I'm going to go live later on today, but I just wanted to put the bullshit on my alternative channel. Go to hiddencolorsfilm.com. Go to minkslide.com. I'm a holler.